Hey guys, welcome back to another video today. So I decided that it would be pretty interesting to show you guys what my 2016 presidential election prediction was. The day of the election, I saw polls had narrowed down, so I altered my prediction, and I think I posted it on my Instagram. But obviously it's not on my Instagram anymore. I restarted my feed a while ago, but I will pretty much just show you what I thought the electoral map would turn out to be. So first things first, I did not expect a Trump victory. I did not think he would win the election. I'm going to put it on safe and toss-up states only. And we're just going to go through the electoral map, and I'll tell you guys why I thought certain states would vote how they did. So first of all, I was pretty much heavily watching the 2016 presidential election. I remember 2 weeks before the election, Donald Trump was only leading by 3% in Texas. And then come election day, he was leading by 13%. So after the James Comey letter, everything changed for Hillary Clinton's odds. And I'm not saying that he's directly involved for her losing, but he did have a play. He did have a major part in her loss of the election, but I think Democrats should be pretty happy considering the 2018 Senate map is not necessarily in their favor. And if they only won the election by the 3 states that flipped to Donald Trump that have been Democratic for decades, then they would pretty much lose. It would be a bloodbath for Democrats in midterms, but this time they might actually hold on to a number of their seats. But without further ado, we're going to go through the map. So as we start off normally, West Coast, thought Donald Trump would carry Alaska. There was a point where I thought Alaska could become competitive. I don't know. I was not being that smart. But Arizona, I thought would go to Trump. I thought Evan McClellan would actually carry the state of Utah. Can't blame me. I mean, he was leading by 4% in polls. But yeah, so pretty much I thought the rest of the United States at this point would be, including Georgia, I thought that one would be red. Illinois obviously would be blue. I thought Colorado and New Mexico would be blue. I thought Trump would carry Nevada. I mean, most polling data showed a Trump victory in Nevada. He was leading there on election day, so I gave Nevada to Trump. Over in the Northeast, though, I thought that the Northeast, I thought the Northeast would be safe blue. Well, not New Hampshire, obviously, but all of Maine. I did think that one electoral vote would flip. I saw the polling data was different in the 2nd district than it was in the rest of the country, in the rest of Maine. But yeah, different than the rest of the country as well because he was leading by double digits here. So I thought that Trump would carry Maine second. I don't know what I'm saying. Maine 2nd district by a narrow margin. I didn't think it would be double digits, but it turned out being double digits. In New Hampshire, though, I thought Hillary Clinton would carry New Hampshire. Thought it'd be pretty easy for her. I thought she'd carry Virginia. Can't really blame me at that point. I mean, Tim Kaine, Ohio, and Iowa, I easily thought Trump was going to carry those. I mean, Ohio had Trump ahead 3%, and the last good poll showed Trump ahead by 5% in Iowa. I mean, that data really showed a Trump victory. If there's anything that is underestimated, it is Donald Trump, and I thought at that point in time, it would be a victory for Ohio. It would be a victory for Trump in Ohio and Iowa. But I thought that the Rust Belt would stay blue. I did not see a possibility for a Trump victory in the Rust Belt. I thought it would be pretty solid for him. I thought he would carry North Carolina. I didn't really see a possibility of it flipping at this point because North Carolina still is a conservative state, and it didn't go for Barack Obama in 2012. So I wasn't necessarily seeing it as going for Hillary Clinton. So it came down to the state of Florida for me to decide, the state of Florida was actually one of the purest toss-ups that I had. I mean, I thought the Rust Belt was safe. I thought Virginia was safe. I thought that Nevada was going to Trump more than Florida would go to either side. And Florida was the last state that I actually thought, hey, this one could actually become really competitive because on election night, it kept coming back to Hillary Clinton, then coming back to Donald Trump, and then by 70% of precincts, I remember I took a picture on my phone. Hillary's leading by 3%, and I was like, oh, they're going to call it for Hillary within the next few minutes. But then Trump took a lead, and then he won by over 1%. So really anything could have happened in Florida, but I thought Florida would narrowly have gone to Donald Trump just based off the fact that 2012 election data had Romney ahead by 4.5%. So I was thinking first of all, Romney didn't bring out voters, but he was doing very well in polls. But Trump wasn't doing that well in polls in the Republican primary. I mean, sure, he was leading, but it was 32%. But then he started getting 50% in certain primaries and started doing pretty well. So I was thinking if Hillary Clinton is averaging around a 0.2 to a Trump 0.2. Like, it's just going back and forth in the polling data, and the RCP final average was Trump ahead by a narrow margin. I was thinking, you know what, Florida's probably going to go to Donald Trump, because even if there is that like 20,000 silent majority, that could tip the favor into his vote, into his column. So I thought that the Rust Belt was safe. I didn't think it would be touched at all. I mean, considering they held the DNC in Pennsylvania and polling showed Clinton ahead by over 5% in Wisconsin and Michigan, I wasn't so sure about going for Donald Trump. But I was pretty sure about it going for Hillary Clinton. I called all those states for Hillary Clinton. I didn't think Minnesota would become competitive at all. I thought Utah would go to Evan McMullin, which is something that a lot of people are like, really? I mean, I say that to myself now, but at the time, I thought Evan McMullin would split the Republican vote pretty considerably. I mean, there were some polls where he was actually ahead of Donald Trump, so that was really exciting for me because I wanted to see an independent who did better than Ross Perot and actually won electoral votes. But my final 2016 prediction was a Hillary Clinton victory of 272 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 260 to Evan McMullin's 6. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you all tomorrow.